Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 5th of March. Starting on with the S&P, which has been in this red rising channel. Currently, the top of the channel heading for 52.20. We're looking for that by the end of this month, while we remain above recent support for this market around 50.60. But there's a possibility, though, we could accelerate to the upside. The top of that wider channel there from October, or actually rather more accurately from September, is up to 53.20. Maybe a target for next month or the end of next month. Moving along to the Nasdaq 100, and here the picture obviously mirroring what we're seeing at the S&P at the moment. We've got that red resistance line there from back in September, heading for 18,400, and not too far away from that. We've actually sort of probed rather near to it. If we do accelerate and break 18,400, the next target up would be 19,100. Perhaps as soon as the end of this month, especially while we remain on the right side of 18,000, which has become the recent consolidation area from the early part of May. On the downside, if we do break out below or break down below 18,000, then there's the chance of a September-October price channel floor target there at 17,500. Moving along to the stocks, and starting off with Aadi or Aadi Bioscience. Here you can see that we've broken quite categorically above the 50-day moving average in recent sessions. That suggests that we're in a rising trend channel base. Top of the channel they're heading for $3.50, which we could see by the end of this month, while we remain above the floor of the rising trend channel from back in December, currently around the $2 mark, so above 2, looking for 3.50 on Aadi. Another situation which has done us proud, or a situation which has done us proud, is BigBear AI. Not surprising given that the company has AI in its name, but we've hit the top of that rising trend channel from back in the, basically late spring of last year. That level there was around $4.30, above $4.30, but looking for a fresh leg to the upside. The upper parallel of that channel currently pointing at $5.80, which we could see by the end of this month. All the while, we want to see the shares remain on the right side of resistance on the way up around $3.70. First mention here for the following stock, which is B.Riley, and here you can see that we've had a gap close buy signal, so there was a gap down at the beginning of the week, and that's been closed for the shares, and the view now is that the longer we stay above the 50-day moving average, around $20.40, the greater the chance of a move up to the top of that falling trend channel from back at the beginning of November at $28, and we're looking at $28 by the end of this month. Stock which has had decent coverage here in the recent past is Envoy Medical, and as you can see, the shares have stepped up to the plate. Initial target here was $3.74. Best case scenario target was $7.20 by the end of this month, and obviously we overshot the runway, and looking for a retest now rather simply of the $11.50 area by the end of this month, while we remain on the right side of that old $7.20 target, or at least that resistance line there from back in October. The former star of the show in terms of its price action was Jinn, but obviously times have changed since the spikes we saw during last month, but at least we're still in a rising trend channel there from the beginning of December. Floor of the channel there around $6.30, or more accurately 40. End of day close above the 50-day line, which is rising, suggests that we could have enough gas in the tank to head up to as high as $18 by the end of this month, and if we're really lucky, by the end of next month. We've covered lava a few times in the recent past, and it's back again with the aftermath of that spike up to the top of that wide rising trend channel through $5. The view at the moment is that the longer we can stay above the old peak from the end of January, around $2.40, the greater the chance of a retest over the $5 plus area, perhaps as soon as the end of this month. Moving it along to another situation which may have legs, which is Microstrategy. Here you can see that our previous target there, around $810, has been hit and exceeded by quite some margin. That suggests that we're in a steep rising trend channel. Top of that channel could be as high as $1,600 by the end of this month, while we remain above yesterday's support at $12 on an $1,200 on an end of day close basis. Probably the stop loss on the whole thing, the floor of the gap and the floor of the rising trend channel at $1,100 at a stretch. Moving on to another bullish scenario, hopefully with Ocean Biomedical. Here we've got a beautiful turnaround in the recent past with this saucer-shaped reversal and the bull flag breakout, as I call it there, $2.70 the breakout level there, with that handle, cup and handle type turnaround. Top of the broadening triangle there from September, heading for as high as $6.80, which we're looking for well before the end of this month, while we remain on the right side of the $2.70 zone. Next up, Perfect Corporation, and here we can see that the chart is making moves to live up to its name, and we've had a gap through or above the 50-day moving average and the floor of that rising trend channel from September at $2.70. Above that, we're looking for up to $4.80 by the end of this month. On to the last few. First one is coming up next, and it is Funware. Here you can see that we've had quite a volatile ride. We had an unfull gap to the upside back in January. Came back to test the floor of the gap, but actually we bounced above it and gapped again. It's also a mini bear trap island reversal over the last couple of weeks. The overall view now is that above the 50-day moving average at $11.20, we're looking for the top of that rising trend channel from September as high as $24 as soon as the end of next month, or even sooner than that. Moving along to Satellogic, and here rising trend channel there off the base, rising there from back in August. Top of the channel there heading for $3. We're looking for that over the next couple of weeks, while we remain above resistance on the way down at $2 on an end of day close basis. The next stock is looking decent as well. We got basically a falling wedge breakout through $2.10. We've also broken above the 50-day moving average at $2.40. That leaves us looking for as high as $5.60 by the end of next month, or even sooner at the top of a broadening triangle from back in October. Finishing off today's selection with ZOS. And here you can see that the shares near to our target line there at $15.80. If we can get to that over the next week or so, then we could open up the prospect of a target as high as $26 by the end of next month. All the while, we would like to stay above resistance on the way down around the $12 mark, maybe $12.20 if you want to be pedantic. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.